Hey everyone, how are you? I'm coming in today for my quick motivational minute, and we're going to talk about negative people. Now, we all have either been negative, we know negative people, and we know how much negativity can fuck up our lives, because it truly can. So, here's a few things. This is how we deal with negative people. You can choose to deal with negative people any way you want, but I'm going to teach you how I deal with negative people. And quite honestly, it's worked pretty damn well because I'm where I'm at, working for myself, and having a ton of fun while, running an online business. So a lot of people, said that I couldn't do that. And a lot of people think that I'm crazy for doing it. But hey, guess what? I'm here, I'm doing it, and I'm loving it. So here's the thing. First, we need to really be clear about you need to be clear on what it is that you're doing on your path and your purpose, because it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter about their opinions and why are you letting it affect you. Somebody who I'm very close with once said that, there's three people, in her life, or like they're in three different categories in her life that people matter. Her husband matters. If you're feeding her, right? If you're not feeding her, if you're not fucking her, and if you're not financing her, she doesn't give a shit. And that is what I'm trying to say. This negative people, a lot of times they don't even realize they're being negative, okay? Sometimes they don't even realize it, because you've got to understand, probably like 95% of the world is extremely negative because they don't know how to operate any other way. You have to understand that negativity is a self-defense mechanism, and it's just trying to keep people safe. That's all that it is. And so when you yourself start like what I call awakening, or like becoming enlightened, and you don't want to be negative, you don't want to be that negative person, you yourself, by being positive, will bring more positivity like around you than you could ever imagine. So you got to start being that positive person, and then it will spread. But you have to understand, like, negativity is people's egos holding them back, keeping them safe, keeping them playing small. It's what they're it's like what your intellectual mind is telling you, that we need to be, it's cold out, you always bundle up, you can't run an online business, you can't, whatever people are telling you can't do. You can't make $1 million, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't be famous, you could never quit your job and fucking join the circus. Like, I don't know, people telling you that, that's their bullshit, and you've got to get it in perspective. Why do you care? Why do you care? Look, I love my parents. I really, really do. My parents mean the world to me, and my family does. But I'm going to tell you something. If I were to listen to everybody's fucking opinions, I would not be here right now. I would not have quit my police job, which, mind you, I spent 4 years in college getting, plus I spent another 2 or 3 years before I was even done college working towards. And then when I got out of college, I spent another, 2 or 3 years working. So, I've spent 6 years of my life working towards and becoming and being this police officer since I was 20 years old. I turned 21 in a police car. Legit, okay? And I did it. I just chose not to listen. And you're like, Autumn, like, how do I not do that? Well, because you got to start valuing your opinion. When you start putting you in front of everybody else, nobody else matters, okay? And you're like, Autumn, you're telling me to be selfish. Yes, be selfish, be self-centered, put yourself first, because I'm going to tell you a secret. Until you love yourself, you can't truly love anybody else. Until you start taking care of yourself, you're never going to take care of anybody else truly, authentically, from your core, from your heart. You're never going to be able to do it. You must put yourself first. You must value your opinion. You must believe in yourself. Remember, if you don't believe in you, nobody else will either. And it's the truth. You have got to believe in everything that you do. And I don't care if you find yourself this circle of negative people, go find yourself some new people, okay? If you're not in my Facebook group, get in. It's called Fuck You, It's Magic. And that's why I have it. It's for all people who need a positive circle, a positive light, so they can come and they can just be themselves, and you can just say, hey, look, like, I have this dream. I really want to do this, but these people are telling me I can't. You can. You need to know, but you need to know it, okay? You need to know it and you need to believe it. If that takes every single day, you writing whatever your goals down, and every single day you look at those goals and you visualize and you gotta start looking for evidence that you can achieve those goals. That's what you do. Don't play small. You're way too good to be playing small. Be somebody who's going to step up. Be that person who's going to step out. Be that person for somebody else to lean on, all right? And don't worry about what everybody else says. That's just their egos. A lot of times I don't even realize they're being negative, because when you call them out, like I'll do that. I'll look at some of my family members and be like, gosh, you're being negative. And they're like, I am? And I'm like, yeah, like that's really negative of you. And they're like, I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize I was being negative, because we're just so trained to be in this like low vibe, and we're so trained to, we got to play it safe and we got to be safe. But the truth is, playing it safe keeps you playing small. If you're not taking risks, if you're not doing something every single day that fucking scares you, you're not playing at all right? So that was my motivational minute. If you're not in my Facebook group, get in it. It's called Fuck You, It's Magic. And I can't wait to see you. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. If you need anything, comment below. Bye.